Hello guys, this is second part of our assignment, and in this video we will do all the logic behind the signs, so all the JavaScript stuffs. And let's start. First of all, we will create index.js file and we will link it in our HTML file. And before starting, I want to show you what we are gonna do. As you see in this example, when I press something, we update this string, this steps div, that span, and when I press any of this, basically what's going on, I will explain you. For example, whenever I press something, there is an array and I push the value of pressed button to array, and whenever I press this thing, I populate the last element of array and I update string. Whenever I press this one, I convert array to string and I evaluate it with JavaScript built-in function and I show the result u. And whenever also I press this one, I make this array empty and I update this string. So let's start. So first of all, we will have inputs array, which is empty right now. We will push values there, and also we will have, and after this inputs array, we will have total string, which is gonna be the string version of this array, so joined version. And then we have numbers, which is we are gonna check whether the value is number or not. And also for the operators we have same, we will have something like that. And after that, let's fire action whenever someone clicks any of these buttons. We are using jQuery, and in jQuery we don't have to write long queries to select elements, so I can add event listener like this basically, which this means take the all buttons in HTML file, and whenever someone clicks any of them, fire this function. Okay, and in this function, for example, for now I will show you what comes. This ID, we will use IDs because we give all of them value as an ID. Okay, for example, I press this one, you see I see the value. And what should I do? First of all, whenever we will have if statements. Whenever someone presses this button, the delete all button, I want to delete everything. So if this ID delete all, then I want to make this inputs array empty and update this string. I will create this update string. Actually, we can create this update string function right now, then we don't have to comment for each of them. So it will be something like that: const update, and we will take this array, inputs array, and we will make it string with join function, and then we will select this steps span. I think the ID was steps. Let me check. Yes, it's steps, and basically just HTML and total string. That's it. So whenever someone runs this function, it will convert this array to string and update this string here. So instead of update string, I can write update, and that's it. And also, whenever someone presses back one button, I want to populate last element and then update. And whenever someone presses also else if total, so this button, I want to calculate and return. So for example, I will say total string. We will do same this thing. Okay, we will convert our array to string. Then we will say inputs array is right now equal to evaluate version of, so calculated version of total our string, and then we will say update. So right now we have if statement for this red buttons, but for the normal operators and normal numbers we don't have anything. And let's actually we don't, without if else, we will create another function here because there is operators and numbers, so there is a lot of things going on. Instead of doing everything here, I will create get value function with this id, and then inside this input, inside this function, I will check if the input is number. How can I check it? There is includes function in JavaScript, which means if this input is exist in this array, true, otherwise false. So for in this case, if the input is number, then I want to push it to our array and update our, actually instead of updating each time we can make it here, so even if they press number or other things, we update every time. So right now when I click any of these buttons, I should be able to see, but I don't see. Why? Because our numbers, these things are let's say our input is not number, actually it is string, and we say the numbers that we have inside array normal real number, not string. So we can do something like that, number, to convert string to number, and right now it will work. Okay, let's put if statement for operators also. If operators includes input, then we want to push also, so same thing. So right now if I press this one, you see everything works fine, but this is not real calculator. So we have to add another if statement here, which is we will check if the last element of this array operator or not. If it is, we will populate, we will erase, delete them, then we will add the new one. So for it we will say if operators includes and inputs length -1 input pop. So what did I do? Basically this is, it refers to last element of inputs array, and I told the computer if it's exist in this operators array, I mean if it is operator, then populate, otherwise don't do anything, just push. So right now it is gonna work. For example, if I press this one and again, no. If I press this one, it populates the last one and adds new one. The next step is we don't have anything for dot, so let's do it also. If the input is dot, then also push. Oh, this if statement should be outside the, yes, right now it's okay, outside the, this is another if statement. So right now if I press this one, it works fine, everything is okay. But and let's try this one. Yeah, this one also works fine. But for example, there is a problem. We shouldn't be able to start with these things. You should add these statements in our get value function, and I highly recommend you to do it. For example, right now I can add more than one thing, and you can add here basically another if statement, and you can check, you can say if the input is dot and the last element of array is not dot, then push dot, otherwise don't do anything. So I highly recommend you to play with it, and you will learn a lot of things with it. This is end of our video. I think everything is done. Let me check again. So for example, for in this case it says unexpected. You can print error here also if you want, but this is not I mean, it's not problem if the console is not open. Everything works fine. And also you can add, for example, when I press this one, I don't want to make it empty. Like you can say here, where is it? I think this one, yeah, delete all. You can say basically if someone presses delete all, let's take the steps and make HTML 0. So right now when I press this one, no, I don't see, and that is, I think, because of this should be string, not normal number. So nope. There is another problem, I think. HTML, anyway, it should be maybe after this one. Yes, after this one. So right now it works fine, because otherwise we make it empty, but we run after that update, which is makes everything which is takes this inputs array and it's empty, and it returns empty array and it makes empty. So right now it is 0. So I highly recommend you to play with it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video could help you to understand basics of JavaScript. Bye bye.